Many people tell me the same thing. Barbara, I'm exhausted, but when I lie down, my body refuses to rest. And this is where most explanations go wrong, because there is a very important difference between being tired and being overstimulated. You can be physically exhausted and still have a nervous system that is fully switched on. After the age of 50, this becomes much more common, not because your body is failing, but because it becomes more sensitive to drops in blood sugar, more sensitive to cortisol, more sensitive to muscle tension that never fully releases, more sensitive to missing minerals that once kept everything calm and balanced. So what happens? Your body feels tired, but your nervous system feels threatened. And when the nervous system feels threatened, sleep is impossible. That's why I want you to hear this clearly. Your body isn't broken, it's simply on alert. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do, protect you. Now let me explain the sleep problem in the simplest way possible. Your body has two main modes. One is alert mode, the other is rest and repair mode. Sleep only happens in one of them. Alert mode is triggered by very specific signals: a rapid drop in blood sugar, a lack of calming minerals, heavy or unfinished digestion, low-grade inflammation, even tension held quietly in the jaw, shoulders, or belly. And here's the frustrating part. You can do everything right on the surface. No caffeine, early dinner, dim lights, a calm bedroom, and still not sleep. Why? Because sleep is not controlled by habits alone. It's controlled by signals. And this is the mistake so many people make. They try to force sleep with willpower. But sleep doesn't respond to force, it responds to the right message. You don't need more discipline, you don't need to try harder, you need to give your body the signal that says, you're safe now. And in a moment, I'm going to show you exactly how two simple seeds help send that signal naturally. But before we continue, I want to invite you into something a little more personal. If you subscribe to this channel, and when I see your subscription, I will personally send you a small gift that complements exactly what I'm about to teach you next. It's simple, it's gentle, and it's designed to help your body calm down even faster. So go ahead and subscribe now, and then let's continue. Because once you understand how to switch the body out of alert mode, sleep stops being something you chase and starts becoming something your body allows. Now let me introduce the first seed. This one works on the nervous system itself. It's called hulled hemp seeds. And I want to be very clear about something. I'm not talking about anything stimulating. I'm not talking about trends or powders or products designed to hype the body. I'm talking about one of the most balanced and calming foods nature ever created. What makes hemp seeds so special is not one single nutrient, it's their perfect harmony. They contain gentle minerals that help muscles soften and nerves release. They provide stable, nourishing fats that keep blood sugar from dipping suddenly during the night. And they include slow, grounding fiber that tells the body you're supported, you have enough. That combination is incredibly rare, and this is why I often describe hemp seeds this way. They're like placing a soft blanket over the nervous system, not heavy, not smothering, just enough warmth to let go. They don't sedate you, they don't force sleep, they simply send a message of safety. And when the body receives that message, something very important happens. It stops scanning for danger. You see, a nervous system that feels nourished doesn't need to stay alert. It doesn't need to keep checking. It doesn't need to wake you up at 2 or 3 in the morning. Taken in the evening, hemp seeds help the body feel grounded and held. I often see people notice the effects sooner than they expect. They lie down and their body feels a little heavier, not uncomfortable, just settled. Their breathing slows without them trying, and the mind loses that sharp, restless edge. Thoughts don't disappear. They simply stop shouting. And I want you to notice this. That's not sleep being forced. That's sleep being allowed. That's the nervous system finally realizing it doesn't need to stay on guard. And this is exactly what we want before bed, because sleep doesn't begin in the brain. It begins in the body feeling safe enough to let go. Now let me share the second seed. This one is quietly powerful, and it's one of the most misunderstood foods when it comes to sleep. Pumpkin seeds. Most people only see them as a snack. roasted, salted, eaten mindlessly. But that's not how they help sleep. When used intentionally, pumpkin seeds do something very different from hemp. They don't calm the nervous system directly. They work deeper. They feed the chemistry of sleep itself. Your body does not fall asleep by accident. Sleep is something your body builds every night. And to build it, it needs raw materials. Pumpkin seeds provide those materials. They contain what your body uses to create serotonin. And from serotonin, your body produces melatonin. This is not sedation. This is not knocking yourself out. This is construction. I like to explain it this way. Hemp seeds tell your body you're safe. Pumpkin seeds give your body the tools and materials to say, now I can rest. That's why pumpkin seeds don't work like a sleeping pill. They work slowly, quietly, and powerfully. They don't flip a switch. They rebuild the pathway. I remember a woman who once told me something that broke my heart a little. She said, Barbara, I'm not anxious. I'm just awake. She would lie there for hours, her body tired, her mind calm, but sleep simply wouldn't come. She didn't change her bedtime. She didn't add supplements. She didn't force anything. She just added pumpkin seeds consistently in the evening, nothing dramatic at first. But after about 2 weeks, she said something that stayed with me. She said, I don't fall asleep instantly, but my body now knows how to drift. And that is everything. That's the difference between being knocked out and being gently guided into rest. Pumpkin seeds don't push sleep onto you. They remind your body how to create it again. And when that chemistry is supported night after night, sleep stops feeling fragile. It becomes something steady, something reliable, something your body trusts. Now let me bring these two seeds together, because this is where the real magic happens. On their own, each seed helps. But together, they speak to the body in a much deeper way. One of them stabilizes the body. The other prepares the chemistry of sleep. Hemp seeds calm the nervous system and soften that constant state of alert. Pumpkin seeds quietly supply the materials your body needs to build real natural sleep. And this combination works especially well after the age of 50, because as we get older, the body becomes less forgiving of instability. Blood sugar drops are felt more sharply. Mineral deficiencies affect the nerves more quickly. And the chemistry of sleep becomes more fragile. That's why forcing sleep stops working, and why this gentle, nourishing approach becomes so effective. You're no longer fighting your body. You're supporting it. And when the body feels supported, it cooperates. Now, before you try this, there's something very important I need to tell you. Because there is one common mistake that completely destroys the effect, even if you're eating the right seeds. And I see this mistake all the time. The first mistake is taking them with sugar or dessert. Sweet treats at night confuse the blood sugar and keep the nervous system alert. The second mistake is taking them too late or on top of a heavy meal. When digestion is working hard, sleep chemistry takes a back seat. Another mistake is thinking, if a little is good, more must be better. With the nervous system, that's almost never true. Too much can stimulate instead of calm. And one of the biggest mistakes of all, screens. Bright light and stimulation right after you've nourished the body tells the brain, stay awake, stay alert. And that cancels out everything you just did. This is why I often say, one small mistake at night can keep your nervous system switched on for hours. Sleep is delicate. It responds to signals. Now let me tell you what usually happens when people get this right. In the first week, sleep doesn't become perfect overnight, but something shifts. You fall asleep faster on some nights, not every night, but enough to notice. During the second and third weeks, something deeper happens. There's less tossing and turning, fewer wake-ups, and when you do wake, it's easier to drift back to sleep. By the end of the first month, many people tell me the same thing. Their sleep feels deeper, their nights feel calmer, and that quiet nighttime anxiety begins to fade. They wake up with more energy, not because they slept longer, but because their body finally rested. And I want to be very clear about this. This is not magic. This is not a trick. It's accumulation. Night after night, the body learns it's safe. Night after night, the chemistry is supported. And slowly, gently, sleep becomes something you can trust again. Before we finish, I want to speak directly to something many of you are quietly afraid of, that thought you don't always say out loud. What if I can't sleep well ever again? That fear is very real and it can feel heavy. But I want you to hear this clearly. Your body still knows how to sleep. It hasn't forgotten. It hasn't failed you. It simply hasn't felt safe enough. Sleep doesn't disappear with age. It disappears when the body stays in protection mode for too long. And the moment the body feels safe again, sleep begins to return. Not suddenly, not perfectly, but gently, naturally. I've seen this happen again and again when you stop fighting your body and start supporting it. When you give it stability instead of pressure, nourishment instead of force, sleep comes back. Because sleep is not something you do. It's something the body allows when it feels safe. Now, if this message spoke to you, if something inside you softened as you listened, I want to invite you to take one small step. Write in the comments, I want to improve my health. When I see your message, I'll send you a small gift that complements what you've learned today. It's gentle, it's practical, and it's designed to help your body continue calming down at night. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like. Subscribe to this channel so you can stay connected to a community of people over 50 who are learning how to rest, heal, and live well again. And share this with someone you care about, someone who lies awake at night wondering what's wrong with them. In the next video, I'll explain the silent reasons so many people wake up in the middle of the night, even when they fall asleep easily. And finally, as you prepare for rest tonight, let your breath slow. Let your body feel heavy against the bed. Let the day release its grip. There's nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to force. Just allow yourself to rest, because you don't have to fight sleep. You have to invite it.